Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. In this video we are going to see the game between Grandmaster Gukesh D and Sargissian Gabriel. So this game is from the round 6 of Chennai Olympiad and Team India B was paired against Team Armenia. This is the 6th victory for Grandmaster Gukesh D. He has won all the 6 games in this tournament. So let's see his victory in this game. He is playing as white. White plays the move d4. Black plays d5, c4, e6, knight f3, knight f6, knight c3 and bishop b4. So this is known as Ragozin defense. White plays the move queen a4 check. Black has to play the move knight c6 so that he is blocking the check and also supports the b4 bishop. White plays the move e3. Black castles and then plays the move bishop d2, removing the pin. Then black takes on c4, white recaptures back with the bishop. Black plays bishop d6 and white retreats its queen back to the c2 square. So this is everything is theory, and black plays the move e5. So this opens up the center and also activates bishop for the black. White took on e5, knight into e5, and according to the main line, white takes on e5, but bishop e2 is also possible and this was played in the game. Black took on f3 and at this moment white took back with the g pawn. Now with this move white has opened up the g file and later on Gukesh used this file to launch an attack. So black played a6 and white long castled. He played b5, so now opposite side castling, so this means both the players have to start launching attacks. That's why black played b5. And now white plays the move rook g1. So he used the open file. Now h2 pawn is hanging, but taking pawn on h2 like this is very dangerous as it opens one more file for an attack. So after rook h1, bishop d6, knight e4, exchanging the defender, trying to exchange the defender of the king side, knight f6. And after bishop f5, bishop c3, and this is very deadly position for black. All the lines are open against black's king. It's difficult to defend the position. So let's see one more variation. In the game, black played the move b4 and this loses a tempo. So like anyways here white is going to play the move knight e4 and black is encouraging him to play that move. So the correct move would be to play bishop b7. Now the idea is it stops the move knight e4 to some extent. So how? After knight into e4, f into e4, white wants to achieve the structure f4 and e5, which is not possible because of queen e7 and e4 pawn is under attack. So white has to play move like bishop d3 and after rook fe8, black is completely fine in this position. That's why knight e4 doesn't work that great. But if you see in the game, the move b4 makes a huge difference. Now knight e4, knight into e4 and f into e4, white is able to achieve the setup f4 and e5. For example, queen e7 and white gets the move f4 and e5 is on the way. So now black played the move a5. Instead, he should have played the move f6 to stop the e5. This looks very natural. And after rook g3, he can continue with the king h8, rook g1 and g6. So here he can have this setup, defensive setup, and he can continue his own attack on the king side. The move h5 can be met with the move g5. So this is the point. Now let's see what happened in the game. In the game, black played the move a5. White simply pushed the pawn to e5, bishop c5 and rook g5. So now f6 is of course not possible because of threats like e into f6 and the c5 bishop is hanging. Dual purpose is to bring the other rook on the g file. So black played here bishop a6 and white moved his rook on the g file. So now there is a battery on the g file, g7 pawn is under attack, so black has to play the move g6. Now white continues with the move bishop into a6. He could have played the other move, that is bishop c4. so that if black takes, white's queen will be improved on that square and it prevents the move rook a6. Here later on white can continue with the move h4 h5. So bishop into a6, like it is fine, but bishop c4 is the better move. Okay, bishop into a6, rook into a6, and now white plays f5. Now even though it is looking like white is attacking, engine shows that it is equal position, but practically, of course, it is good for white. White has more prospects. Now black played the move bishop a7. This is the blunder in the game. Here you can pause the video and try to find the good defensive move for black. Okay, black can play the move rook c6, and this gives some indirect threats on the white's queen and king. So to continue with, white has to play king b1, and after rook d8, black can create some threats and he is fine according to the engines. In the game, bishop a7 happened and white went for the move e6. Now the better move is to play king b1 first. This is the prophylaxis against black's one idea. So the idea of king b1 is it prevents the move queen c5. Like with the king on c1, queen c5 can come and extend the queens. And we know that while attacking, we should not trade pieces. This weakens our attack. So this was the idea behind king b1. So e6 is a little bit immature, but practically it is difficult to handle such moves. So black played king h8. Now taking on e6 was fine. The line runs f into g6, h6, g7, h into g5, making the queen on f8, king into f8, rook f1 check, and king g7. Now here you can see black has this idea to play queen c5, and white has lost his strength of attack. Still he can continue, but black can equalize here. So in the game, king h8 was a mistake, and now white played king b1. So no rush, the attack is still going on, and now he prevented the move queen c5. So now here black took on f5, and there comes a stunning move bishop into b4. So what's the idea? White is clearing the way for his queen, and the queen wants to go to g2, threatening mate on g8. So black has no option other than taking on b4, and white can play the move queen g2. Now there is checkmate on g8. Queen e4 check, queen into e4, pawn into e4, and there comes e7. So after rook e8, white plays rook g8 check, and white promotes to a queen. And here white very easily converts this into the win. So after rook f6, queen g5 check, rook g6, queen into a5, rook g1, king c2, rook g2, king b3, king is quite safe there, bishop b6, queen e5, and after this series of checks, white is winning all the pawns, and here black resigned. So this was a very nice game from the Grandmaster Gukesh D, and this is his 6th consecutive win. So I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching.